everyone, today I'm going to talk about our research. The title is Implementation of the Gated Recurrent Unit Model on Consumer Price Index Data in Indonesia. First of all, let me introduce myself. My name is ANDJANI AYU CAHAYA Tanjung, and my team, the second author, is Mrs. Dewi, Retno, Sari, Saputro. We are from Department of Mathematics, Faculty of Mathematics and Natural Sciences, Universitas Sebelas Maret. This presentation is presented on International Conference of Mathematics and Mathematics Education 2022. First, I will explain the introduction. Consumer Price Index, or CPI, is the leading indicator of continuous price increases. The higher the CPI value, the higher the inflation rate, because the CPI used to measure the inflation rate. CPI data is included in time series data that, depending on the period, the need for goods and services during certain seasons causes prices to soar. Changes in the CPI that depend on time cause the CPI level to fluctuate so that the CPI value is uncertain. Therefore, a method is needed to obtain a good model of the CPI data. The previous research about CPI is the research by F. et al. Their research is about CPI data with ARMA models. The result of their study indicate that the ARMA model has a relatively small error value in long-term forecasting results. However, the ARMA model is only suitable for stable time series data. And then they suggested using another model on the CPI data to stabilize the series. Next is previous research using the GRU model. The first is the research by Kali Sophie et al. Their research is about stock price prediction by comparing three algorithms, namely linear regression, LSTM, and GRU. The result of this study indicate that the GRU algorithm has the best performance compared to the other two algorithms with values of RMSE 0.034, MSE 0.001, and MAE 0.024. The second is the research by J. Chen et al. The research is about the GRU on lifetime prediction. The results stated that the performance of GRU was better than LSTM. GRU significantly reduces the error value from 35 to 32.6. So, based on previous research, the authors are motivated to conduct research on CPI data. In this study, the model was applied to the CPI data in Indonesia. Research purposes. The application of this model uses a gated recurrent unit model by experimenting with several GRU architectural models on CPI data. The purpose of this study is to obtain a good model performance on the CPI data by taking into account the small error value. Next is research method. The method used in this research shown in this figure. The first method is data collection. CPI data was collected in Indonesia from the BPS website. CPI data taken is monthly data from January 2015 until April 2022. The amount of data used is 88 data. The second method is pre-processing data. In this process, a sliding window is performed by determining the window size value. In this study, the window size used is 5. The third method is splitting data. The CPI data for January 2015 until April 2022 was divided into 73% trained data and 27% test data. Next, the fourth method is GRU model construction. GRU is the development architecture of the recurrent neural network. The GRU model has less weight and parameters so that the time required in the training process will be faster and produce a small error value. And this is the structure of GRU model. In this study, several GRU architecture models were built with a GRU layer where the number of neurons used range from 100 to 400 units. The parameters used included ReLu activation function, 500 epoch, Adam optimization also used one dense layer. The fifth method is evaluation. In the evaluation process, the group model architecture was tested on trained data and test data with mean absolute percentage error or MAPE. MAPE is the calculation of the absolute error in each period divided by the actual value for that period. Next is experimental result. The experimental result of the group model architecture can be seen in the table. The table shows that the experimental architecture of the group model by comparing the MAPE train and MAPE test. Based on table, the group model architecture experiment was carried out 9 times. So from this result, it is known that the group model architecture with 2 group layers, each with 200 units and 400 units of neuron, has the lowest MAPE train and MAPE test values. Therefore, the architecture of the group with 200 and 400 units of neuron model is the best model because as the MAPE train value is 0.86% and the MAPE test value is 0.245%. From the result of testing the best model, the loss and validation loss values are also obtained. The result of loss and validation loss shown in this figure. In the fourth epoch, the value of loss and validation loss began to decrease drastically, and then the movement of the value up and down stable. This shows that the accuracy of the model increases. The result of this experiment also produced the test result for trained and test data on actual and predictive data. The result can be seen in this figure. The predicted value of the trained and test data shows an accuracy close to the actual value. It shows that the model built is good enough to be applied to CPI data in Indonesia. Based on experimental result, we got the conclusion. The best group model was obtained on CPI data on January 2015 until April 2022. The best group model was obtained from the two-layer group model architecture, with each layer having 200 units of neuron and 400 units of neuron. The parameters used are dense layer, ReLu activation function, and Adam optimization. The result of the model test obtained the MAPE train value of 0.86% and the MAPE test value of 0.245%. Based on the test result, it can be concluded that the group model has a good performance on CPI data in Indonesia because it produces a small error value. The last is acknowledgement. The authors would like to thank Mathematical Subcommittee Research Group for their moral support and incisive comments to improve this article. The research described in this paper is supported by a fundamental grant from the Research and Community Service Institute of Universitas Sebelas Maret through a letter of agreement for the implementation of the research implementation of the non-APPN Fund number 054/UN-37.22/PT.01.03/20 and 22. Okay, that's all my presentation. Thank you for your attention and see you.